Well, as it turns out, after I got my sugar, I actually did have enough spider size in order to do this. So, yeah, sugar, ironically, the thing that I didn't have was the thing that I thought I would have had plenty of. So, we got all the spider size I need in order to make these life upgrades. So, Gendustry. Okay, so Gendustry. So, lifespan upgrades. There's glass and more of these frames. Get 4 more frames. Good. And there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that should be put that chip in there for now. That should be as many as I can put in there. That should get my princess ticking over at a pretty good rate. I'll put that in there. Now, it actually doesn't change the length of the B tick, so the B tick is still 27.5 seconds. What this does is it takes a lot, this will make it take a lot fewer, how much are we doing? Almost 40. A lot fewer B ticks in order to go through a full cycle. So now we have this set up for a nice normal environment so that these bees can go. See, she's already, they'll see. Now it's actually going. Oh, so this does change the bee tick. Oh no, that's the mating. Okay. So now we've got it automated. Put those in there. So it's automated. We've got it sped up essentially, and we've got it set up for normal. So this should go around and make lots of metals drones for me. Meanwhile, let's see how this one's doing. Getting there. These can also be sped up with chocolate frames, but I don't have the infrastructure to make chocolate frames yet. In fact, I was hoping to do chocolate frames completely with bees once I got the farmed bee, but that requires valiant bees, and I've got all of one of those, unfortunately. And I cleared out probably 30 to 40 hives, and I only got one valiant, and it was a drone, so that was kind of not so good. So I'll probably be going on another journey to get more drones, or break more hives so that I can possibly get better drones. Alright, so we've taken care of pretty much everything here. This is something else that I was thinking of doing. I'm going to do this one off camera because it's just going to be me going to a village and kidnapping an apiarist. Basically, the apiarists, if you get a good one or if you befriend them enough to get additional items for sale, they can sell you a monastic drone, and I'm going to need a monastic drone in order to eventually get to the quantum bees, which is why I'm doing this whole thing, is for what's called a quantum bee. And the quantum bee, pull her up right here, produces, oh, I gotta hit the other button, there we go. The quantum bee produces certuscomb, and certuscomb, interestingly enough, can be used to create certus quartz. It also produces nether quartz, and both of these things I actually really need for this whole challenge. I'm going to need quite a lot of it, so getting several alvearies set up to produce those as fast as possible using quantum bees is going to be actually a neat way to produce the certus and the nether quartz that I'm going to need without having to do just gigantic amounts of quarrying. And that's something that I always try to avoid, is just huge amounts of quarrying, because I don't like handling all the overflow and all the excess that I get from doing that much quarrying. So that's going to provide me a very, I guess, very specific and targeted way to get the materials I need. And I'm always a fan of those targeted methods. So yeah, so the only other thing that I wanted to do was build an MFR tree farm so that I could pump that stuff into a Java barrel. That's another thing that I think I'm going to do off camera. You've seen me make farms, and the tree farm is just a farm with trees, so you don't really need to see that. I could call the episode here, but there are a couple of things I still would like to do. And one of those is I want to build a better scoop. The forestry scoop is pretty terrible. It lasts for, I think, maybe 10 uses. You gotta carry a bunch of them with you, and it's just not great. However, Gendustry solves that problem. Oh, there goes my wrench. It solves that problem, and it does that by providing us with a powered scoop. So if we search up scoop here, we'll see that we've got this Scooperator MX200 Turbo. And basically what this is just an RF chargeable or even an EU chargeable scoop. And I think I can be able to make... Oh, Well, that was a pipe dream. I want to make one of these, but I don't have enough bronze, and I don't have any copper left, I don't think. Let's see what my copper is like. Copper. Yeah, I got 2 copper, and I got 1 bronze left. This is the first time I've run into a situation where I'm just so bottlenecked by my inability to find copper. I don't know if it's this pack or if I'm just getting unlucky with it. Finding copper has been really difficult. Rather than end it here, because I still do have a little bit of time, I think I'm going to go on that, I'm going to start on that hunt for the APR. So let's actually clean this up here. So that's done, that's done, that's done, that's done. Turn that off, that's good. Farm's going to do, so let's check on the bees real quick, see how we're doing here. So this has gone through a couple of, you can see it's gone through a couple of generations. We've now got 4 drones in here. This one over here is probably done by now. Oh, so, oof, that probably went through a couple of generations. I should have turned this off. That was a mistake. Let's just, yeah. So no, that should no longer extract. Ugh. Okay, so we really need to beelize this common queen. Or this common queen. Oh! Well, we'll see. So what is this? Oh, it is a common. That is extremely lucky, but I also know that did not breed. Oh, that is terrible. I was saying that's lucky, that is not lucky. Because that common queen bred with something. Oh, that's horrible. That's a mistake. Well, at least it's pristine stock, so I can actually take this queen and do basically a brute force cleanse on it if it gets really bad. Basically, to do a brute force, what you do is you take your pristine that you want to change to something pure, dump it in here. It's not going to be able to do anything because it's a hostile environment. But let's say I just take probably about 15 to 20 purebred drones of the kind that I want it to become. So if I just, took a whole bunch of these modest drones and tossed it in with this queen, eventually after several iterations it would turn back to a purebred mod. It would slowly be converted back to a purebred modest queen just by the fact that you're always breeding it with the same genetics. But now I'm curious. Alright, let's take these guys out of here now. And we're going to put this queen in here and see what she turns into. I am filled with dread. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and... Oh, it's nighttime. I was going to say, I'm going to... Not bright enough, not daytime. Alright, well I'm just going to cut out, and I'm going to cut back after this thing breeds, because I want to do that, and then we're going to go... It's going to give me some time to actually, because I don't have the thing I need to capture the apiarists, but I think that's going to be the last thing we're going to do. I'm going to show you how I hunt for apiarists, and we're going to go capture one, and then import him to my... bring him to my island here, create a little chamber that he shouldn't be able to get out of. That way I can always trade with him and hopefully eventually unlock the monastic drone that I need to buy from him. So I'm going to cut back when that's all ready to go, and then we're going to go on a little journey, and hopefully this common queen will breed into something that is usable. But I'll catch you after the break. Well, the good news is that after running that common princess through, she gave us all common drones. So that's actually some good news. That's probably obscenely lucky, since I think she probably mated with a modest drone at some point. But let's see what we got here. So she is common. That's good. All of her other stats are pure as well. And let's check these common drones. See, we've got a little bit of disparity here. We've got a slower and slowest here. So yeah, she wasn't completely pure, but it looks like I lucked out, and oh yeah, see, here's a common modest, so she's... So we just... that is just lucking out, because what looks like it happened was she must have bred through or something. I'm not really sure what happened, because that... 3 generations. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I had forgotten to take out the automation upgrade. She probably went through more than once, because I realized I'd done that and I came rushing up here to grab it out. Oh, she looks like she went through at least twice. That's why there were so many drones. Well, so that's about getting as lucky as you possibly can, because essentially she recombined into a purebred common, even though she must have been modest hybrid the first generation, and she got to pure. Wow. Okay, well, let's see what must have happened, because she was a purebred queen, so that purebred queen must have mated with a modest drone, which makes sense because that was a modest hive that was set to continually do modest. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. Well, either way, we ended up with the common princess that we needed. So at the end of the day, that's what really matters. So let's check out these guys again. Let's see if anybody's got. I got slowest and slower. Is there anybody who's got just slower? Yeah, slower. Pollination speed slowest. I don't really care about that. Okay, so this is going to be the guy that we're going to use. So these two here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that common princess and this common drone back in there. Toss the automation upgrade back in there. And just let those two go to town. Oh, it's night, of course. I want to breed out quite a few of those because having a full stack or two of drones of a kind pretty much assures you that you could always take like a pristine rocky princess, which you always end up with just tons of, and turn it into whatever drone or whatever princess you want if something happens and your breeding just goes all crazy and stuff stops working. And yeah, so that's yeah, so that's basically what we're gonna let that queen do before I really screw up. And yeah, because I'm obviously tired or crazy or something and just making all kinds of mistakes tonight. So I'm just gonna let that run until I've got a good, nice. Okay, where's this is the one that we don't want. So actually, I could probably use you for fodder material. No, you really don't have any traits that I'd want. Off you go. Goodbye, bee. I might have been able to use some for DNA, but I just don't want to keep them around with as punchy as I am tonight. And we'll put you guys in there, too. Okay, so that's going to do its thing. I don't have anything to put in there right now. I'll figure that out later. Alright, so I got myself a soul vial here. And we're going to go capture an apiarist. Now, if you've got Journey Map, there's actually a really easy way to find them in villages that you've already been to. And I actually thought I had seen a chunk of village that I hadn't explored on here when I was looking through the map earlier, but maybe I was hallucinating. I was going to say we could check out a new village, but it's not really necessary, because what you can do, if you go to old villages that you've been to and zoom in a lot, like this one here, you can check and see if you can see a building that would have an apiarist. This village does not have one. So let's check this one up here. I know there's one kind of close, but oh, this one's got one. And what you're looking for is this building right here. And you can tell that this is the one you want because there are basically two kinds of this building. There's this guy here, and it's always the single, I guess, rectangular building with the two-tone roof. And you see this type and this type. But what you're looking for are these two little light-colored dots. And from what I've seen, those stay there even after you actually collect these, because these are the aviaries. And since you can see them from space, as it were, it makes it really easy to find villages that if you've been to the village and you've uncovered the entire village, you can just zoom in, check it, and see if there's an aviarist there. And since getting a monastic drone is pretty key to a lot of the more advanced bees, especially those in deep extra bees, it is going to be, if you're going to do deep bees, it is going to be required at some point to go and find one of these. And it looks like of all the villages that I've explored since turning back over to Journey Map here, this is the only one that has an apiarist in it. So let's go kidnap that guy. Alright, so I'm going to cut over. You don't need to see me making that journey. It looks like it's about a 2,000 block journey. So I'm just going to go ahead and head over that way. It looks like it's almost dead north of me. Yep. And I will cut back once we're in the village, and we will kidnap ourselves an apiarist. So, the best way to assure that you're going to see just a bunch of hives is to leave home with a scoop with only 1 durability left on it, after having failed to make the charge scoop that you can do like 500 scoops between. Yeah, you're gonna find all kinds of hives. I've already seen 4. Those 2 are just like right next to each other, which just felt like an even bigger, just haha. So yeah, always leave home with an extra scoop if you're gonna do bees, because if you don't, the hives are just gonna make fun of you the entire trip to wherever it is you're going. Alright, so here we are just landing in town here. It actually didn't take me all that long to get here. It's still the same night. So what we gotta do is find that apiarist. And we'll start going over to his house. It was oh, here it is. You can always tell them because they've got the bright colored woods and stuff. So I'm relatively sure that I've already looted this guy, but if you ever find one of these, they're great for if you're going to do anything forestry. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Because this chest, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've already looted this. This chest can have bees and trees and tools and stuff in it. I think they'll even have some of the forestry machines in them. And then out back, you can get flowers, and even better, if you check these apiaries, oh, maybe I haven't checked them. They'll have queens in them. And they'll have frames. Untreated frame. Untreated frames are really easy to make. They're just sticks with a string in the center, so you don't really... Storage, cell shuffle. So you don't really need to take those, but you'll find proven frames in here, which are a much more rare creature. But I don't see the apiarist in here. The apiarist is pretty easy to recognize because they'll have a scoop on their back and they'll have a bee net across their face. So we just gotta find... Not that guy, we just gotta find him. Oh, there he is. He's got a hat on, too. That is a cunning hat. Alright, well, you're ours. Oh. There we go. We got ourselves an apiarist. And I think this guy is the tree guy over here. Is that him? No, that's the... Never mind. There's usually 2 in a village. Oh, it's probably this guy here. Is this him? Yeah, he's got the grafter on his back. You'll usually see the tree guy, too. I don't think that there's an NPC for the butterflies. I think it's just the botanical guy and the apiarist. So yeah, so gonna head back home and put this guy in his new home, to say it in the gentlest way possible. So we'll see you back there. Alright, so let's put this guy in his home and then test those embittereds that Toasty sent us. So this is going to be the guy's new home. I don't think he can get out of here. I think this will just be where we'll be able to keep him. I know that it looks like a prison, but it's really a safety wall to keep him from falling off the edge. It is entirely the opposite of a prison. It is to keep him safe. Oh, let's see what he's selling too. So if I trade him a princess, he'll give me an emerald. Alright, well, if we do that a couple of times, let's burn some of these ignobles that I've been collecting. Pristine, ignoble meadows, sure. Ignoble mystical, I've got more than one of those. Pristine sorceress. Ignoble meadows. I have no idea if he'll take an ignoble, but we're gonna give her a shot. If it's a pristine, then I'll probably just use Rockies, because you can always get more of those. Ignoble modest. Got tons of ignoble modest. Alright. Ignoble modest. Alright. What I'm trying to do here is force him to give me another option to sell, so hopefully he will have the, because I really want the monastic drone, so if I put this here, good. Oh, good, he will take the ignobles. Nobles, awesome. Mystical, sure. So we did that 5 times. That should be enough to get him to level up. Yep, there we go. Ah, the apiary. This is actually an easy one to do, so getting him to the next level again isn't going to be hard. It's just you trade him oak wood, which I've got oak trees over there, and he'll give you apiaries, which is actually a lot easier than the actual method that you need to use to get apiaries, so that's always a great way to do it. But I'll continue. Basically, I just want to trade him until he'll offer me a monastic drone in trade for, I believe you give him a princess of any kind and an emerald. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to do is check out these bees, and then we're going to call it a day. Let's see, we got flower type nether, so they need nether wart. They are slow, lifespan normal. Let's check out their, let's see, they'll take hellish, but they'll also go down to, so it can be done here and it can be done in air. It's so cool, I can actually breathe these out here as long as I can get them next to a nether wart, which should be easy enough. Let's check that this is purebred. Good. So those ones that Toasty lent me are going to be easy enough to breed out. So all I really need to do is turn this guy back on, like so, and then get some soul sand and a nether wart. Do those need to be grown under something? They might. Soul sand. I'll get an extra block just in case of just cobble, just in case it has to be underneath something. I think it might, but I don't recall. And then nether wart. I did do a bunch of poking around in the nether. I was actually trying to get several of the nether bees. I don't actually know if I need embittered. I probably do. Let's check the embittered line, what that becomes. Common, I guess embittered is the basic. Oh yes, I do need, because I'm going to need that for the furious. Yes, because I want to go up the furious change. Oh, yes, okay. So I will need embittered at some point. Good. Alright, so if I break this, actually I can place a block here. Soul sand. I honestly don't remember if nether wart can be grown. I always put nether wart in the basement, and I've never, so I don't honestly know the answer. I don't know if I ever knew the answer to this. Will nether wart just grow out in the open? I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments whether or not this can work. Just out in the open, but that should work. And then if we throw our okay, both, so that should just breed up. Ooh. Oh, that's right. I forgot that those bees are angry. Oh, that's bad. Because... Okay, can I... Oh. That's right, because you need the APR suit to even get near those. That was dumb. That was really dumb. Because, now that I have that hive on auto, it'll just keep going, and it could kill me if I stand too near it. I need some food here. That was really dumb. Oh, I wasn't thinking. I was not thinking at all. And I don't have any food. Awesome. Oh, wait, I got melon. That's going to be the worst way to get... Actually, I think I had some pork chop, didn't I? Oh, I got some baked potato there. I had something. Oh, guys, this has just been a disaster of an episode, or a series of episodes now, probably. I've done enough recording that I should get a couple episodes out of this. And it's going to be one long disaster train, but it's going to be an end tonight. I must be tired or something. It's just crazy. But I think I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry it was such a weird, kind of slappy episode. I am just punchy as all get out. And now I've got a hive that I can't get near without it hurting me. Yep, that pretty much sums up this episode series, or yeah. That's pretty much it. I created a hive that I can't get close to, or it might kill me. Hopefully, I can run over there and grab the queen out when I need to. I don't know. Oh, man. Such a horrible episode. Oh well. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Despite the goofiness, I've been having a great time here. I hope you guys have been having a good time too. If nothing else, I hope you learned something, but if not, well, I hope the rest of your day goes really well for you. Until next time, I'm Taco, and you guys have a good night.